Good day, learners! How are you today? Have you eaten your breakfast? I hope that you are all fine. I'm your teacher, Jun Rey, and I'm here again to discuss our next topic in Science 7. By the end of this lesson, the learners will be able to demonstrate understanding of organisms interacting with each other and with their environment to survive. Employ appropriate techniques using the compound microscope to gather data about very small objects. Differentiate biotic from abiotic components of an ecosystem. But before that, I need a volunteer to lead the prayer. Anyone? Oh yes, Erica, you may lead the prayer. Class, let me check first the attendance, okay? Fiona Ayesa, Rizal Ann, Erica, Mark James, Soren, Ralph Jude. I'm so glad that you're all present. We have a perfect attendance. I hope that you're always like this. By the way, do you still remember our class rules? Okay, what are those, Fiona Ayesa? Very good, Fiona Ayesa. Okay, for this class, I want everybody to listen attentively and participate actively. If you have some questions and clarifications, just raise your hand so that I will notice you. Please be quiet when I'm talking, and I will give you a chance to talk as well. I hope that you won't forget those rules and you all need to obey those, okay? Before we proceed to our next topic, let us first refresh our previous lesson, the one that we have discussed yesterday. Anyone who can still remember? Okay, Mark James, what was our previous topic? Very good. We have discussed the difference of asexual and sexual reproduction. What is asexual reproduction, Soren? Okay, asexual reproduction is a type of reproduction that does not involve the union of sex cells or the gametes. Can you give me an example of an organism that can undergo asexual reproduction? That's right, the marketing of a calamansi, where you can produce a new plant by just peeling a part of its branch and covering it with a coconut husk and let it sprout some roots. How about sexual reproduction? Ralph June. Correct. Sexual reproduction happens when there is a union of egg cell and sperm cell or the sex cells. Can you give me an example of an organism that undergoes sexual reproduction? Yes, the cats. The cats can produce their offspring or their baby through sexual reproduction. The male sex cell of a male cat unite with the female sex cell of a female cat. When the union happens or the fertilization, a new life or organism is produced. It's nice that you all remember our topic yesterday. I hope that you all listen today in our new topic discussion, okay? But before we proceed, let's have a short quiz. This is just a 5-item quiz. You have 10 seconds per item, okay? You just need to identify whether the given examples undergo asexual or sexual reproduction. Okay, time is up. I hope that you answered it correctly. Pass your papers to the front. I have here two pictures, the first and the second picture. What is in the first picture? Yes, these are rocks. How about the second picture? Correct, it's a plant. Do you think they're different? Oh yes, they're different. In what way do the rocks and the plant differ from each other? Okay, the rocks are non-living or lifeless, while the plant is living or has a life. What else? Yes, the plant grows while rocks don't. I think you have already an idea of what is our topic for today. Let me show you a picture. What do you think is in the picture? Yes, there are fishes. What else? Yes, it's under the ocean, and it's a habitat of marine organisms. Class, the picture shows a marine ecosystem. An ecosystem is a geographic area where plants, animals, and other organisms, as well as weather and landscape, work together to form a bubble of life. For this example, the marine organisms are living with each other and form the marine ecosystem. Now, I want you to identify the components of this marine ecosystem and classify them whether they are living or non-living things. Is it clear? Okay, let's start. Any volunteer? Okay, Mark James. Yes, the sea turtle. It's a living thing. Yonayasa. Very good. Water is a non-living thing. How about you, Soren? Okay, fishes are living things. Lezalan, what else? That's right. Corals are non-living things. Erica? Very good. Sea anemones are living things. You've all given the correct answers. From the picture that I have shown to you, what have you noticed? That's right. The marine ecosystem has two major components. What are those two components? Yes, the living things and the non-living things. The living things are also called biotic factors, while the non-living things are referred to as abiotic factors. Can you differentiate the abiotic factors and biotic factors? Very good. The biotic factors are those that has life in the environment, while the abiotic factors are those that are lifeless or not alive. I have here a short video showing the abiotic and biotic factors in the environment.
Abiotic and biotic factors. An ecosystem contains living and non-living things. The ecosystem has many examples of the interaction between the living and the non-living. Living things in an ecosystem are called biotic factors. Living things include plants, animals, bacteria, fungi, and more. The non-living parts of the ecosystem are called abiotic factors. Some non-living things are sun, temperature, water, atmospheric gases, and soil. One example of the interaction between abiotic and biotic factors is with plants. Plants use sunlight, water, and CO2 to make food. Without these things, plants would not be able to grow. Another example is the interaction between turtles and soil. Some turtles are known to bury themselves in the soil. When the temperature becomes too hot, turtles seek protection in the cool underground.
So take a look out your window and try and identify the interactions between abiotic and biotic factors. Abiotic and biotic factors.
What does the video say? Yes, the biotic and abiotic components are present in the environment and they have a relationship with each other. The biotic factors are those that are enabled to grow, like the plants, animals, bacteria, and even humans. While the abiotic factors, on the other hand, are those that are lifeless, like the water, temperature, sunlight, and soil. The scope of abiotic and biotic factors span across the entire biosphere, or global sum of all ecosystems. Such factors can have relevance for an individual within a species, its community, or an entire population. For instance, disease is a biotic factor affecting the survival of an individual and its community. Temperature is an abiotic factor with the same relevance. Some factors have greater relevance for an entire ecosystem. Abiotic and biotic factors combine to create a system, or more precisely, an ecosystem, meaning a community of living and non-living things considered as a unit. In this case, abiotic factors span as far as the pH of the soil and water, types of nutrients available, and even the length of the day. Biotic factors, such as the presence of autotrophs or self-nourishing organisms such as plants, and the diversity of consumers, also affect the entire ecosystem. From the activity that I have given to you, does the components you have found really exist on a certain ecosystem? Yes, they are present in the ecosystem. Does every component has a relationship with each other? Yes, they are related to each other. Give me one example from the picture that I've shown to you. This one. Very good. The water is where the marine animals live, and the corals are the breeding place and habitat of the fishes. Is every component of an ecosystem important? Why? That's right. Every component in an ecosystem are important because it balances the interaction of the living and the non-living things. The interaction helps them live and survive in the environment. If some of these components is removed, the ecosystem will be unbalanced. Class, I want you to come in front and choose a picture that I have pasted on the board. After that, you have to categorize it into biotic and abiotic. I need 10 volunteers. Okay, come in front one by one. Okay, time's up. I think you've got all the correct answers. Good job, everyone. Again, an ecosystem is composed of two major components, the biotic factors and the abiotic factors. The biotic factors are those that are living or alive in the environment. The abiotic factors are those that are lifeless or non-living. These two components are essential to our environment because they balance the ecosystem. If one of these is being altered or destroyed, there will be a change or the ecosystem will be unbalanced. I think you already know the major components of the ecosystem and their differences. I have here a 10-item multiple choice test. You have 20 seconds for each item. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Okay, time's up. I hope that you all got the correct answers. For your assignment, in your notebook, give one example of an ecosystem aside from my given examples earlier. List the components and classify them into biotic and abiotic. And you have to answer these questions. First, Are these components essential in the ecosystem? Why? How these components interact with each other? If ever one of these components are destroyed, what will happen to the ecosystem? As a student, how can you help in sustaining the ecosystem? That's all for today, class. I hope that you learned on our lesson today. Thank you for listening and participating. Have a wonderful day and God bless us all. Thank you everyone. Goodbye.